Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's good to be here with you guys. I am sitting in my car, obviously, and I haven't been on in about a month, like a real Instagram live with just myself. And I wanted to share some information that was coming. No, it's been a couple weeks, maybe not a month, a couple weeks. What's up, Paula? I love you. I'll see you in Dublin in September. Feeling really weird. You're in your car too. Hello, Eric. Good to see you here. I can't really read the comments right now. Hi, Yoga Joe Guy. It's good to see you. Man, I cannot tell you guys how good it feels to be in this meadow right now in my car. Oh my goodness gracious. I want to share a little bit of the energies that I've been feeling this past week and really what came through so strong this morning. So I'm just going to get started and just begin. I'm watching this dog pulling on its owner's leash to get across to the meadow. So first, I just want to remind all of us, not that we need the reminding, but we need the reminding. I think we can get so caught up in just like our own world and what's going on in the outside world and everything else. But we're going through a massive evolutionary shift in human consciousness. That's actually what's happening on the planet. Now, we are not this shift, right? So from a much higher perspective, we are just God incarnated experiencing this evolutionary shift in human consciousness. However, the experience that you as God are having, you as the human is having, is a evolutionary shift in human consciousness. So your consciousness as a human, which means the way that you be, the way that you do, the way that you feel, the lens that you have when you look out in the world, how you respond to people, react to people, the way your physical body feels. All of that shifts and continues to shift in this evolution in human consciousness. Okay, so consciousness is just the way in which we are experiencing this dimensional field, this physical world. How does this happen? Okay, and I'm explaining this first because whatever you're experiencing is because of this evolution. It's impossible for it not to be. The way that the human evolves and the way their consciousness evolves, the way that they be, do, feel, see, experience in this world is based on energy, light. Okay, it is light, it is energy that increases awareness and it increases frequency. And when frequency increases, there are new ways of being in the world. Okay, it is the body that is holding more energy, more light. It is the body that is increasing in frequency. When the body increases in frequency, it gives you, the human that you're identifying yourself as, with new ways of starting to see the world. It's giving you opportunities to feel your trauma. It's giving you the ability to hear your thoughts even more. That which was numbed out in the shadow, quieter, begins to get louder. Okay, it's like you're in a dark room and somebody starts turning the light on. And as the light starts to turn on, not only are you going to start to see what is around you, even brighter, so it's going to get more chaotic in your world and your mind's going to get louder, the emotions are going to get more intense. But you're going to start to feel what you're in. You're going to start to realize you're in a square box. You're going to start to realize there are no windows. You're going to start to feel claustrophobic. You're going to start to recognize that there are certain emotions in this room that don't go away, right? The world turns on as we evolve. It doesn't necessarily get easier or more calm at times. It can get much more disruptive, much more chaotic, much more intense, right? As light continues to move down into the physical body. It's truly just physics, but it is the evolution in human consciousness, okay? So what is happening right now is that your physical body, again, you don't have to understand this, but just look at what's going on in your life right now and see how this relates to it. Your physical body is beginning to hold a ton more light, unbeknownst to you. But how are you experiencing it? The way I've been experiencing this past week is that my nervous system is on overdrive. And what I mean by saying the nervous system is on overdrive, my nervous system feels rattled, right? I feel there could be a tiny amount of stress and I feel it intensely now. A little bit of anxiety and it's overload. It's a tiny amount of an experience of irritability or whatever it is. And my system is overly sensitive almost, right? And it needs to calm itself. My body needs to be calmed way more than it ever has before. And one of the reasons this is happening is because your body is becoming more sensitive. When you have more light in your body, it is much more sensitive to the densities. The densities being emotions, thoughts, behaviors, sounds, the tastes in food, right? Every little sense that you have, okay, that you use as a human to navigate this world is going to be on overdrive almost because the sensitivity of the physical body is increasing. You go outside and the smells of the trees are more intense, right? You're looking at things and it's brighter. There's more color to certain things. You're touching things and it can feel different, right? And so too is what's going on here, right? If you are in touch with the body and you are in your body, it's going to be almost impossible for you to not feel a lot of these kind of nervous system overloads at times. What we do is we judge ourselves and we say, there's something wrong with me. I shouldn't be feeling these things. I'm feeling this again. We judge ourselves and we beat ourselves up. And the problem with that is that we're so courageous to be going through what we're going through and we don't even realize and remember. We don't remember what we're going through. Every single one of you, before you incarnated onto this planet, knew exactly what you were coming into. You knew that you would be going through and moving through an evolutionary shift in human consciousness in a physical form as a self-identified human, meaning my name is Lori, my name is, Chanel, whatever makes the Paula, right? Whatever some of these names are, Emma, right? That's your self-identified human playing the role, but you're actually God incarnate, right? So you knew all of this. You just completely forgot because you were born into a world, a physical reality that programs you into believing that you are everything that you are experiencing. So you believe that you are the stress and the anxiety and the worry and the fear and the issues in your body. You believe that you are all of this and that you are in charge of fixing it all and that there's something wrong with you if you feel certain things and you're a good person if you feel this, right? All of this splitting of right, wrong, good, bad, the duality, the polarity, right? And what's simply occurring right now, literally quite simply, is that more light is moving into the physical form, allowing us to awaken, to wake up. That's it. Imagine you're in a dark room, lights are turning on, and you're looking around saying, holy shit, this is what I've been in my whole life? People are going to come back into your life from the past to, clear up the traumas that you have held within your body for so long that you think you have healed. People are going to continue to show up in your life that have been in your life and continuing to trigger you so that you can see all of the old programmed ways that you have been because you have believed that you need to be these ways in order to survive and stay in control. You're going to recognize the amount of stress that has been held in your body over and over and over again that you have been ignoring and denying. And the reason it's going to get so intense, this stress and this anxiety and this worry, is so that you can realize that it's not about getting out of the stress, worry, and anxiety. Okay? It's about learning how to move that stress, worry, and anxiety through your body by regulating your nervous system by doing ... We have this idea that somehow we have to get out of what we're in. And what I would say is it's not about necessarily getting out of what you are in. It's about being able to recognize that this is being amplified so that you can recognize that you're in a physical body. You're not going anywhere. You're not going to be able to not feel. You're not going to be able to not experience these things until you just stop experiencing them. But until then, you may have stress in your body, anxiety, worries, fears. These things may be moving through your body. Welcome to the human evolution. Welcome to the third dimension. Welcome to feeling, right? And so if you can learn what's happening, if you can remember what's happening, that this is moving through the body, and the awareness that you are has the ability to lovingly and compassionately assist your physical form, assist you in moving through it without beating yourself up, right? This is what we have to learn. We have to learn this. We have to start learning. We have to start remembering. We have to start practicing that this is an energetic game. We look at it like physical, but you are in an energetic game. You are playing a role in an energetic world. It's not physical. And if you continue to believe that it's physical and ignoring, denying, pushing aside every single thing that you are feeling and experiencing because it's not good, right, it's wrong, it shouldn't, you're battling against the way the game works. You're denying, ignoring, and trying to pretend that you're not in just an energetic game. So what does it mean that you're just in an energetic game? It means that everything has to be dealt with on an energetic level, which means a feeling level. And you have to start playing this game not from the mind, but from the body. If you continue to try to play the game from the mind, you will be pummeled over and over again back into the body. Everything starts and ends in the body. Everything. The more that you are inside this beautiful, amazing, magnificent, intelligent thing, right? The more you're inside of this, the more you will realize how uncomfortable it is to be in the mind and to try to figure things out. The more you will realize how uncomfortable it is to actually feel stress move through the body. You will actually feel how uncomfortable it is to feel anxiety truly moving through your body. And you will start to do everything you can to settle the nervous system down, to settle the body down without the judgments of something's wrong with me. You'll start dealing with what you're in from the lens of energy, not from the lens of mind. The lens of mind is going to, it's like the lens of mind is the egoic structure that's going to tell you. It's like a teacher in 5th grade that tells you that you're wrong. That's not the right answer. You got to do it differently. You should already be there. This shouldn't still be here. Blah, blah, blah. The body's just going to be like, yo, there's some stress moving through me. Can you go sit outside for 5 seconds? You walk outside. You take 5 deep breaths. Guess what happens? The anxiety and stress starts to move through you. I can promise you that if you continue to stay up here in your mind, trying to figure everything out in your mind, you will continue to fight against the energetic world. And most of you, I guarantee you, most of you are in your bodies right now, being thrown into your bodies, and you're having temper tantrums. And I'll tell you why you're having a temper tantrum, right? Because I'm having temper tantrums. You're having temper tantrums because, one, you can't control when you're in the body. You just feel. When you're in your body, you don't control things. You just feel them. You're in flow. That ain't fun. Trust me, right? We want to control. We want to have the answers. We want to have decisions made. We want to know what's coming in the future. Why? Because we live in a programmed world that has convinced us, right, that we need the external world to keep us safe, that we need the external world to make us feel calm, to make us feel peace, to make us feel okay, right? And that's not true, right? Calm, peace, stillness, it's all right here, right? But we're programmed to believe that we need this external world, right, to tell us how we're going to be able to navigate it. Hi, Kyla, my love. Shoot, what was I saying? I completely lost it. What was I saying, you guys? So if you are starting to move back into the body, which is where it begins and where it ends. Thanks, Eric, for the badge, right? You're going to realize you can't control. You're going to realize that you're going to have to just feel, right? You're going to have to just feel. You're going to realize that the thoughts are going to be so loud, it's going to drive you crazy. The thoughts are getting so loud in you. What a courageous gift, because it's showing you the contrast between being in the body and in the mind. And the more that you're in your body, you're going to realize how insane and intense the mind is, how uncomfortable the mind is. Right? You're going to realize I'm going crazy. It's too loud. It's taking over. It's driving my entire day. Beautiful. Because what that is doing is it's showing you what it feels like to be in the mind. Most humans don't even realize they're walking around in their minds, which means that they are not actually in a state of being. They are unconsciously being led by thoughts, which is great and fine, except that thoughts are based on past. Thoughts are just stories, right? Thoughts are not necessarily the absolute truest expression of right here, right now, and thought cannot bring you peace. Thought cannot bring you calm or stillness. Thought cannot bring you harmony. You can't find peace, joy, harmony, stillness, and calm in thought. It won't happen. And yet everything that we are doing in this world is trying to figure out how to get to peace, how to get out of suffering, how to find solutions for ... Meanwhile, you're being redirected back into the body where you can sit in absolute stillness, feeling everything, being completely uncomfortable, feeling your nervous system rattling, feeling the stress, feeling anxiety, feeling worry, feeling fear, thinking you're losing your mind. And all you're doing is being in the body courageously, beginning to feel in ways that most humans can't feel. Most humans cannot feel the way you're feeling right now. It feels out of control. When you truly are allowing yourself to just feel, you will feel out of control. And that's exactly what we want to feel, because what you will start to remember is that the energetic world is not out to get you. The energetic world is just simply moving through your body. That's it. And you'll start to remember that you are not the energies that are moving through your body. You'll start to have awe for what you are experiencing through the body. You'll start to realize as you move up into the mind over and over and over again how intense this mind is, and then you'll move back into the body and you'll realize how intense the body is. But you will realize the more you do this, body, mind, body, mind, body, mind, the more you do this, okay, the more you will realize that your natural state is to be in the body. You use the mind to do whatever you want to do. To have thought and stories and whatever you want, go for it. But if the mind's controlling you, you won't be in your highest state, which is being in the body. Hi, Jason. In the body. Where do you find your truth? In the body. Where do you find your voice? In the body. Where do you find healing? In the body. Where do you find love? In the body. Where do you find peace? In the body. Where do you find freedom? In the body. Where do you find God? In the body. My girl. Everything that is your truest nature that we have been searching for our entire lives is in the body. And the problem with being in the body is that it's going to feel like what I was feeling this past week, right? You're going to feel your nervous system. You're going to feel rattled. You're going to feel out of alignment. You're going to feel in alignment. You're going to feel peace. You're going to feel emotions that you really don't want to feel. You're going to hear thoughts so loud throughout the day, it's going to take you on a freaking roller coaster ride for 7 hours, and then you're going to come back. Hi, Miley. Right? So everything that is occurring right now for all of us, everything you're going through is the evolution in human consciousness, is light anchoring into the body. Every trauma that's arising is the light turning on in the room in your house, which is your body. Every intense and powerful thought that is arising is the light turning on in your room, showing you what you continue to grab. Every stress, every worry, every fear is the light turning on in your room, showing you what has continued to pull you, control you, or lead you, which is a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with it. Every attachment that you have to a human, to a relationship, to a job, to money, it's the light turning on in the room, just showing you how you have been. Listen, the evolution in human consciousness means that you are inevitably, whether you try to do this or not, going to shift and move into new ways of being. That's the shift in human consciousness. You will act differently. You will be differently. You will speak differently. You will respond differently. You will interact with humans differently. You will have different goals than you did before. Things that used to matter aren't going to matter anymore. Your life is going to shift in terms of its simplicity. Like there's so much that shifts within you during this process of evolution, and it's a natural process. And the things that you need to see, that you need to look at, that you need to pay attention to, right, that are kind of weighing you down are going to continue to arise. Continue to arise. Right? One of the things, though, one of the things that's really powerful right now in going and navigating this is, one, compassion for yourself, right? The true compassion for yourself so that you can have compassion for everybody else out there that's navigating this, right? Absolute compassion. Like, wow. And the more that you look at yourself in the room, you guys, the more you realize you're in a room that's been dark your whole life and it's the lights turning on. And I don't care how awake you've been your whole life. Every single human has been in a real dark room, and the lights are getting brighter and brighter and brighter, which means the body is holding more and more light. Again, you don't need to understand that. You don't even need to believe that. It's what's happening. And every single one of us is going to experience this a little bit differently, right? But if you can hold somewhere around you during the day, somewhere in your field, that this actually is a natural process of evolution that I'm going through. Can you hold that in your field as you navigate the frustration, the lack of money, the irritability, the wanting to scream at your partner, the cancer treatments that you're going through, the successes that you're having, the stress that you are under? Can you simultaneously also hold, as difficult as this may be, that I am in a process of evolution right now? that there is some sort of larger experience happening on the planet with a large human collective, creating a human collective field, an energetic vibration that is coming from an entire human collective, and that the entire human collective is slowly, very freaking slowly, like a snail, shifting frequency or shifting consciousness, ways of being. This is no easy feat, what we're doing as a human collective, 7.43, however many people we have now, because many are being murdered and killed and destroyed. But maybe we have like 7.4 billion humans on the planet, right? Each human body is impacting a human collective. Each human body is slowly but surely given an opportunity to begin to shift by seeing emotion, seeing thought, getting back into the body, changing the way that they are interacting in the world, right? New ways, new thoughts, new everything. And then when that individual shifts, it also simultaneously assists the entire human collective in shifting. That's why it's so important that first and foremost, we are going back into our bodies in order to do the work. If you're solely just focused on the external world, you're actually not making the biggest impact. The biggest impact you can make is first going inward and letting the light in your own room turn on, because that allows you to change the ways that you are being and doing in this world. Yeah, you start putting up firm boundaries. You start realizing the boundaries that have been broken, the ways in which people have abused you or used you or whatever that is, right? Then you start holding firm boundaries. And when you start holding firm boundaries, you give other people permission to hold firm boundaries. You also have much more compassion for people that don't know how to hold boundaries, right? And even that little change in you holding firm boundaries, right, has a domino effect on the collective. Just by you beginning to hold more compassion for somebody in your neighborhood that you couldn't hold compassion for before, it has a domino effect. This is how an entire human collective shifts. It's insane what we are in. It's insane what this process is that we're going through. But it happens one human body at a time. And so what you're going through right now, the stress, the anxiety, the nervous system overload, is all because we're in the process of evolution. Your body is holding more light. And the only way through this is in the body. The only way through is in the body. That's it. Not in the mind. It's not. It's not in the thoughts. And when you start going back into the body, you will feel a hell of a lot more. Your thoughts are going to drive you nuts. You're going to be asked to let go of control. You're going to find yourself moving through days that feel like they're like you don't even, like the blur, like what happened today. The time starts to dissolve, right? There's triggers become less. First they become more, then they become less. You start feeling more and more alienated from the world, almost like you don't really fit in anymore. Right? You start doing things and being in ways that a lot of people around you don't understand. They can't comprehend, right? So you're feeling this pull to go back into the way that the world works, and yet you're going so deeply into your own body that you can't do that anymore. You're starting to hear these deep inner voices that are you saying, okay, it's time. Start to do this, start to say this, start to feel this, right? Deep, deep traumas that you were pretty sure you had already cleared out and healed are rising up just to be like, yo, just one more time. You sure you're not still playing in this old trauma that's telling you ... Have compassion for yourself. Take the weight off. Nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with you. Nothing. How could there possibly be anything wrong with you when you are simply being in a human experience that is going through a massive evolutionary shift in consciousness? And your ego wants to control it. Your spirit wants to calm you down by getting you in the body. So if you've been experiencing, like I have this past week, this rattling of the nervous system, thank you, God. All that means to me is that there is more light that is making the body more sensitive. And it's even more important that I get outside, that I sit on grass, that I sit in this meadow, right? That I breathe fresh air, that I look at the sun, that the sun hits my face, you know, that I smell a tree, that I hear a bird. That to me is what calms my nervous system. You may have something completely different. And moving my body. Find what helps you move your, assist your nervous system right now. Your body is becoming more light. It's becoming more sensitive. You're becoming more sensitive. Keep going. Don't make it wrong. Just take care of yourself. Right? Take care of yourself. We're in this together. We're walking side by side. We're holding hands. Right? We're holding hands right now. And we're remembering how to do this. Kyla, do you like the sweater I'm wearing? Okay, that's it, you guys. Also, I'm going to be in Toronto, May 24th, for a 4-hour in-person event. I think it's the only event I'm going to be doing in the United States for the rest of the year. So come join me in Toronto, Ontario, May 24th. Tickets are in the link in my bio. If you're on Facebook, I'll put it down below. I'd love to see you. I'd love to hang out with you. I'd love to talk to you about this human evolution and remind each other that we're not losing our minds, that we're not going crazy. You know, simple reminders, you guys. We forget over and over and over again. I literally say the same thing 10,000 times over because we forget. We forget. Why do we forget? Because the physical world is so intense. Emotions are so intense. Thoughts are so intense. The body's so intense. Programming is so intense. It's physical. And this is an energetic world. We are experiencing this as energy, through energy. So be gentle with yourself. Come see me in Toronto, May 24th, 4 hours. I love you guys so much. And yeah, be gentle with yourselves. I'll see you guys soon. Mwah.